I'm recording. Yeah, number 992 is always...
Number 99. So you have the number.
I have the barcode. Well, partially because this barcode doesn't scan, so I have to manually type it in.
Oh, so I guess that's a good reason to know it.
Yeah, so I just know it's 100,992.
100,992.
Yep.
I like the model of camera. I know we have newer cameras.
Yeah.
It's just not what I was trained on.
Yeah.
Which is funny because we also have the older cameras. I don't know if we still have them.
The big red ones are the older ones, right?
I think so. Well, because
I thought these were the newer ones.
No, there's one that's even newer.
Oh.
Unless is... Hold on. Wait, no. I'm wrong. That is the newest version of camera. That's the one I don't like. I like...
Oh, okay.
There's the generation right before that is my favorite TV.
Yeah, no, I like these ones.
Why? I find, like, the layout is easier to scroll and figure out on the other one.
Well, for one thing, I think I was also trained on this, so that's part of it.
Well, but did you become a videographer after me? When did you start?
They're like fall 2023.
2023?
Yeah.
I started in COVID. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible that... Okay, yeah, no, the,
Because during COVID, I was in college, so...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a horrifying thought.
Sorry. Do you want to take a look at the framing, or... Oh, I need to level this.
You don't... I'd rather the framing be good than it be level. Like, we don't have to...
Yeah, I mean, the level's, like, pretty close. It's honestly fine, and, like... It's gonna be hilariously easy to fix in post.
Well, it's also... Even if we didn't have to, like, if it doesn't look bad, I don't...
Yeah.
Like,
also, you can take a look at the framing if you like.
I don't know, I trust you. The bigger thing is we really should get headphones to see what sound we're dealing with, or we just... Whatever goes up is what goes up.
Whatever. I mean, that's kind of been the vibe of this whole day, so...
Yeah, I mean...
we showed up, nobody's here.
Yeah, I'm gonna check just to make sure that we're getting, like, sound at decent levels.
It's at levels.
Yeah, but, like... Oh, it's hearing me really well from here. Can you speak?
Yeah. I mean, the shotgun mic's pointed right at us, so... It's getting levels from me, right?
I am. I am also getting levels from the wind.
Ah.
And they are high.
The winds are high. What if we just took this setup inside? What if we...
That's a really funny...
What if we
like, the whole...
pick it up and put it in the classroom?
Well, like, the whole excuse to do this is to do it outside, right? Is that we finally... We actually... So...
A year later, we finally do an outside episode.
A year later, we do an outside... We did do an outside episode, but I said some stuff on it that shouldn't be public knowledge, and so...
Legally, not
legally.
socially.
Legally.
Nobody
I
said any slurs.
Yeah, I mentioned some not sensitive information, but like if it were in the...
Relatively private information.
Yeah, I mentioned some private information, and so we just decided not to launch it, which was funny because we filmed 15 feet that way.
Yeah.
And the whole excuse was, look, we finally did an episode outside.
Yeah, we finally proved we've encountered each other outside the building.
Yeah, which isn't funny anymore because we've already done that, A, and B, we're forced to today.
Yeah.
Today we're doing it because we have to.
Yeah.
We should genuinely, like, if I were going to watch the Odyssey movie, I would watch it with you. That I would do. You're leaving the state for something, so I don't know if that's going to be... There is a movie I really want to see.
What's that?
I think it's like someone's name, Celebrity Pass, or something, like Celebrity Sex Pass or something.
Oh, Gail Daughtry, the Celebrity Sex Pass. Yeah.
That sounds funny. I love John Hamm. I love Jennifer Aniston, and I love the idea. Like, I saw an interview with, like, the producers, and they had a story of, like, they were just talking to John Hamm, was like, do you want to, like, really make fun of yourself in a movie? And he was like, that sounds awesome. And just John Hamm's just, like, such good people.
There's I think it's still in the really small theater in Burlington. I'm gonna look right now.
I was trying to find a theater that had it.
I think it's still at Partisan. It was there. I don't know if it's still there.
Oh, it's out? This movie's out?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's out there. It's on the move.
I'd go see it with you.
Yep, it's still there.
What theater?
It's called Partisan. It's the new one in Burlington. It's like really small and only shows obscure things, and it's like 2 screening rooms.
Well, I mean, if this is an obscure movie, I just saw it and I thought it was interesting.
It's like relatively obscure, but of course I know about it.
Yeah, well, it's the same people that did like Wet Hot American Summer, right?
Yeah.
And a couple of other things. I haven't seen Wet Hot American Summer.
I haven't either.
I haven't seen Big Lebowski. That's
You
like,
haven't seen The Big Lebowski?
I'm going to tomorrow.
Good.
It's
Actually one of my favorites of all time.
It's one of my it's my brother-in-law's birthday tomorrow, and he's like we're doing a Big Lebowski party. The dress code is sunglasses and a bathrobe. Like,
yeah.
And which I don't think I own either of those things.
How do you not have sunglasses or a bathrobe?
I don't know.
Why don't we make an episode about going to Walmart and getting you sunglasses and a bathrobe?
That'd be funny. Although I don't think I didn't bring my wallet today because I don't know why. No, so but I will be seeing The Big Lebowski tomorrow.
Okay, good.
He was the same person I watched Blues Brothers with, though. Such a good movie. Absolutely amazing.
No, Blues Brothers
that was one of the things where I was ashamed I hadn't seen it until I'd seen it. But that's I have more lenience with that for people these days.
Yeah, there's still a few iconic things I haven't seen.
Yeah, there's the canon is getting big enough.
Yeah.
Like,
and I know I have like a massive watch list, and I've been working through a lot of things, and a lot of people think, why have you not seen this? You're the movie nerd. I haven't seen Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good one.
I haven't seen Silence of the Lambs.
I haven't seen it.
What have I else seen? Those are like the two that come to mind. Those
For
are
me,
two
it's
of
a
the
lot
big
of
ones.
books. Like, it is... I do completely agree with, like, the thought process of, like, oh, you're the blank guy, you should know.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of just expected to be a knower.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and I've consciously built a reputation as a knower for a lot of people.
Yeah, you've actively worked on, like, I'm a knower.
I want to be a knower. I want people to think I'm a knower.
Yeah.
For the most part, I kind of am a knower.
That, like, I've picked that up recently, the knower. I've been studying, like, competitive ultimate, because competitive ultimate, so I want to make sure that my knowledge is, like, as broad as it can be. And, like, there was just this one guy I was watching him break down a competitive match, and he was like, well, you had to DI like that or you died, and he did, so he's a knower. Like, if you're not a knower, you die to that.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's funny. I'll use that. There's a lot more, I don't know, I like picking up the, like, idiosyncrasies of people. Just taking it with me, it's fun.
Yeah. Also, hi, we're maybe friends.
Oh yeah, we're I'm Hunter.
I'm Will.
And we're maybe friends.
Yeah. Now outside.
We're
in the wind.
Outside edition. The audio on this is bad, surely. And we're also not talking directly at it.
Well, I mean, like, I'm sure that,
we can channel, like, debate, like high school debate where you're not allowed to look at your opponent.
We just stare straight at the camera the whole time.
That's how you have to do it.
We're having a conversation with each other, just staring right at the camera.
No, that's one of the rules. Of, like, debate club is you are not allowed to look at your opponent. You have to deliver to the audience at all times.
Interesting.
I also think you
that
can't,
makes
like,
sense, actually.
Yeah, you also can't, like, address your opponent as, like, a person. Like, you can say, you can't, like, you can say, like, my opponent would have you believe, or something like that, but you can't say, that person's an idiot and you shouldn't listen to that. Like, you have to be talking about the topic.
Yeah.
You can't make personal jabs, is kind of, like, the rule of debate. Which is one of the reasons...
Are we committing to the debate club thing? Because I've been looking at the camera this whole time.
We can. I'm fine with it. It's gonna look like a really weird podcast.
It's gonna look like a really weird podcast.
But it'll sound better.
Yeah.
Better is relative, because I can see the highway.
Yeah, that's...
I literally, as I turned, a semi-truck was going by, and I was like, that can't be good.
I mean, shotgun mics are meant to be directional, so I don't think it's gonna pick
Yeah, but
that
we have corrugated metal behind us that is just, like, reflecting sound in really unfortunate ways.
Oh.
It is, so...
Wait, what if we talk at the wall?
Well, it's weird, because the geometry's not helping us necessarily because of it's grooved. So, like, if things coming at it perpendicular are going back perpendicular...
I could have really easily hooked some goosenecks up to the camera.
We're here now.
That would have been so easy.
We live in the future. we live with what we have. That's another thing I've stolen from somebody. Fomalhot is just an online artist And they're incredible. They're maybe, like, I think Fomalhaut and Aaron Robert Parnell are the two funniest people on the internet. Not in terms of, like, they can write good comedy, like, good scripted, that can't be good either. Truck just went by.
Yeah.
Like, good scripted comedy isn't the worst. Is like, you can find a lot of really funny people out there.
Yeah.
But, like, just in terms of, like, as a human being, the things they just say off the cuff in response to things lights up a room. Just everyone, they will make your day better just by, like, talking about stuff, and it doesn't matter what they're talking about. It's really funny. In very specific ways, like, they're very different people. I could just review these two people because they're like the most. There are tens of people that know who I cannot begin to tell you how obscure these people are. They are. I don't know that they've ever. No, they have. They were definitively in the same video a handful of times on Sumner Network. Another thing that tens of people will know about. Sumner's Network. God, I love it's very niche internet. It's wild inside baseball. I would, like, a dream of mine as a content creator is, like, if I were successful on YouTube, the thing I would want to do is like do videos with people I like. Because I just want to be involved in their work. I don't care how. I don't, like, I think there's something cosmically funny about being the butt of a joke. Like, I like whenever you're acting and the part you're acting for is something to be laughed at, like, I think that's hilarious. I really enjoy that. Like, I enjoy playing something that is degraded in a way that, like you
enjoy being degraded?
No, but it's really funny choosing being like, okay, you're on this project, there's, like, the main character everyone's gonna know and is really cool, there's the, like, you know, there's, like, the love interest, the cool guy, the bad boy, like, if you're picking your boy band member, like, you know, if you're like, which person in BTS are you, I love the idea of walking onto a project and being like, I want to be the guy everyone laughs at, like, I want to be the lamest person here.
And in terms I would understand, the Ringo.
Yeah, well, not, yes, the Ringo, like, and by the way, I will write this if Katie doesn't, but the whole Bigfoot stole my wife thing.
Oh god, yeah.
I want to be the guy whose wife Bigfoot stole.
And I really want to be Mothman in that.
Yeah, no, but that's the role I want to be, of, like, oh, you could be Bigfoot, you could be all of these things. I want to be the guy who lost his wife to Bigfoot and has to explain that for the rest of his life. Like, that's the worst position you could be in, and I love the idea of, like, oh, what did you do in a project? Oh, I was the guy, like, I was the guy that sucked.
See, people, like, Alan and Katie keep bringing that up, and I want them to make it a thing, because Alan said, we were thinking Will would be Mothman, and it being like, the guy who's just with you going after Bigfoot.
I wrote an introduction for that. I wrote it, and I think it's pretty good.
I want it to be a full thing.
I want it to be a full thing. That is a project that I want to exist and also be a part of it. Every cool project I want.
Like, I don't care how it comes out. I don't care if it comes. It's like a radio drama. It's like
well, I think radio drama is, like, how it's intended to be, which I think is great.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
But like, if we want like make a live action thing, make some Bigfoot costumes.
Well, then I had to be the guy whose wife Bigfoot gets stolen, because I am not tall enough, or really anything for anything else.
You're too short and you have small feet?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm small and nimble. I'm not big and clunky. Bigfoot's gotta be.
And I think I'd just make a lanky, awkward-looking Mothman. It'd be great.
Yeah. No, I love being. There's two things I love being: the villain. I love being the villain.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's just the acting that comes most natural to me is like unsettling, scaring, and just like there's something so unbelievably rewarding about making something terrible genuine. Like yeah, just in a way that it like just doesn't come natural. Like so the kind of thing where you're like, because like at the end of the day, the thing that makes villains fun, not fun. The thing that I think makes villains like important to a story is like that they do something awful, and you know, like there's a lot of actors you'll see where they're like, well, I think there's like a conflict in my character, and like it feels like they're trying to justify their character. And there's a good reason to do that. It makes you feel more complete.
Yeah.
But I love being like, no, this guy is just jealous. This guy is just like, this is a terrible person.
I think there's a place for both villains. I think some villains need to be like sympathetic and justified in their own mind, and some villains need to be just a
weirdly, and I don't know where you fall on this, but I saw the Masters of the Universe movie.
You saw that movie?
I saw that movie, and I loved it.
I heard it wasn't terrible, which like I wouldn't have bet on.
It was amazing. I think Jared Leto actually did an incredible job.
That's the thing. Jared Leto can be good. It's just, he dilutes it by being Jared Leto.
Yeah. So like Skeletor in that movie is perfect. Like actually perfect Skeletor, where he is like
biblically accurate Skeletor.
Yeah, like he is, every single part of that character is delivered well. Like he is a villain, he is a terrible person, and he is unintentionally hilarious. Like he is a goober who cannot. He is a goober who just just is not succeeding at being scary.
He's evil. He's horrible. But he's just a silly little guy.
There's like one of the like the moment I was like, oh my god, they nailed Skeletor is, and Jared Leto, like it's such a fine line to lock. Like it is a razor's edge of a performance.
Yeah.
But it's just like, where is He-Man with his glistening muscles? Yeah, and it's like mid monologue, like minute is like, when I find him, I'll destroy him. And it's, oh my, it's perfect. It's perfect. There's just like, every time he says things, it's just like a little bit. It's just a little bit off. Yeah.
Like, that wasn't menacing, buddy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's like, am I not a mighty, a heroic, and just ruler? You've killed thousands of them to prove it. like it's, but it's like it's delivered. It's
kind of like Farquaad from Shrek energy, like.
Yes, but less campy. Like that's the thing. It's like Jared Leto succeeds in making like Farquaad feel genuine.
You mean Skeletor?
Yeah, sorry. He delivers Skeletor as Farquaad, but genuine. Like Farquaad without the joke, but still Farquaad, and it's amazing and wild to do. Like, it's like, I don't know. I think it is just a good movie. I think it's just fun.
You know, you're thinking about it was a weird choice to release a Masters of the Universe movie in 2026.
Yeah.
Like
it's a movie for like 5 people. It's 5 very happy people.
Yeah, like the hype isn't there. The fan base isn't super strong right now. It's not as culturally relevant as it was decades ago. But that can only mean that the people who are going to make it are going to try really hard, because the only people who care to make it are the people who care at all.
So it's interesting. Like, first of all, in terms of like making a movie like that for numbers, I dislike.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's where Marvel ended up in a lot of ways.
Well, that's where like all these studios are going to make this movie because they think it's going to make numbers, and the studios are often wrong.
Yeah, well, because
the studios don't know what they're doing anymore.
Studios have an algorithm, and then they plug in the numbers, and it gives them an IP. Yeah. And that's how movies get made, and I hate them.
Studios saw the Barbie movie make $1 billion, and they said, they like kids' toys movies, let's make a Monopoly movie.
Yeah.
That's actually happening. Yeah. That's what they said immediately after it came out. I think they're working on a Hot Wheels movie too.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. That shouldn't happen ever.
That's wrong, you're stupid. How are you in charge of this?
Yeah, no, but Masters of the Universe, like, if you watch the directors and like the cast talk about it,
yeah,
they just love this thing. They're just like, No, I just wanted to make this movie, and that I love that. I love so much that this is just a movie that they wanted to make, and it delivers really well. And again, like I feel like Jared Leto knocked it out of the park.
I also think on some levels, ever since COVID, the studios have been burned real bad recently. Things have not been going great for them.
Yeah.
And so I think in some cases they're a little more willing to not restrict people. Like a lot of Marvel movies are accused of being directed by a committee, you know? Like trying to meet that algorithm. And I think there's more movies where directors and artists who love what they're making are given a little more freedom to express that love.
And it's also like even
that's how we got the Barbie movie and why the Barbie movie was so successful.
And like this is just a movie that they wanted to make. And it's funny, the people who made the Barbie movie are it's Mattel is the same people that made Masters of the Universe. So
but they let it happen as it should. I don't know if they gave that same level of freedom and creativity to Masters of the Universe, having not seen Masters of the Universe, but I think they gave some level, like more than they would have 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is COVID was a good thing.
That's no.
It almost killed the theaters, but that might be okay.
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, Hollywood is an enterprise in capitalism, and for that reason, they are suffering because of they are lying in the bed they made. Like that's
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna be rooting against Hollywood, but like I like it when artists succeed.
Exactly. Like I hate Hollywood. It's a shame that it's where artists get to work.
You know, if artists get to make a great movie that they have a lot of fun with, and then the studios don't make the money, like lose money from it, that's great. That makes me happy.
I mean, one of my maybe my favorite movie of all time, like quite possibly my single favorite movie, is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I respect that.
And that movie was clearly made by somebody just...
Yeah, by two guys.
Yeah.
A pair of Daniels.
Yeah, but like just absolutely throwing out every rule that you ever like...
Well, that's why A24 is great. Because they respect that freedom.
I love A24.
I love A24 so much.
If I see any movie trailer and A24 shows up, I pay attention.
Me
I don't watch them all, but I do check. I'm like, I'm interested.
Yeah, I feel like A24 is kind of becoming like, it's become like the popular indie studio, which makes it less indie and a little more like hipsters kind of against it. I'm still I'm still fully on the A24
I'm going to be honest, I hate the hipsters for that reason.
I hate hipsters and contrarians.
Yeah.
I've known contrarians in my time, and
contrarians are contrarians specifically. Brent, and I'll be honest, I have that impulse.
Yeah.
I remember being the guy. Mm-hmm. First of all, Rings of Power is an abomination and never should have been made. But I remember being like the only guy who knew who Celebrimbor was in Lord of the Rings, and then they made a show where he shows up, and then I heard people on this, like people in just chats I was in say the name Celebrimbor, and I remember thinking, how dare you?
Like, how dare you say research?
I have that contrarian instinct. I'm just better than it.
I know a guy who I'm not gonna say his name. I'm low-key talking shit a little bit, but
okay, that's fine.
But I know a guy who I was friends with him in high school, and he big comic book fan, loved Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Was very open about like he thought the Andrew Garfield movies are better than the Tobey Maguire movies. This is like high school. This is also a little bit before Tom Holland came around.
Okay.
Just a little date myself a little bit here. Tom Holland's been Spider-Man for 10 years. How does it make you feel? Anyway.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah. Me too.
Not good. Yeah.
I'm starting to know what it's like to feel old.
Yeah.
I don't feel 22 anymore.
It's terrible.
But so for one thing, like he like kind of based his whole personality around acting like Andrew Garfield in the Spider-Man movies, and now I can't watch those movies anymore because I just see him. And he's done bad things. But But like after we were still friends after No Way Home came out, and then No Way Home was Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and after that everyone was like, oh my god, Andrew Garfield did so good because he did do good in No Way Home. He was a good part of that movie. It just happens that like the two movies he was a star of, one was just a lazy cash grab, and the other just kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But he was talking like Like, you know, everyone's talking about Andrew Garfield now.
I have deeper problems with those movies than that, but still, yeah.
That's surface level. But so, like, I feel like everyone owes me an apology now, because I was always saying Andrew Garfield was really good. And I think about that, and I think, shut up.
Yeah.
No one owes you an apology because, oh, and like he's one of those Star Wars prequel trilogy defenders. Back in my day, we all hated the prequel trilogy and we agreed on it. And now people are coming around to the prequel trilogy. I don't know what happened. They are still bad. I feel like I've had this rant on the podcast before, but I'm gonna say it again because the prequel trilogy is still bad. The issues haven't gone away, but some people are just like, no, they're really good. They tell a really deep, complex story. They have a deep, complex story told badly. They don't do it well.
Those people don't know what good art is.
I think it's born of contrarianism, and I think of this contrarian friend who just wanted to say the prequels are better so he can be.
And like again, listen, like again, I've had that contrarian instinct for a while. There were basically, like as an example, the Sentry was my favorite superhero. Like Sentry and Silver Surfer, my two favorite superheroes in Marvel Comics. Silver Surfer because of a single comic where I just remember I grew up in a comic book store, and there's one like run of Silver Surfer where Silver Surfer like gets cancer and he decides like. Basically, it's All-Star Superman for Silver Surfer, and I hadn't read All-Star Superman yet.
You know, the funny thing is, like, I don't even read comics, I know what All-Star Superman is.
It's amazing. Superman is a good superhero. I hate it when people tell me, no, Superman, okay,
Batman fans need to fuck off.
Yeah. Wait, hey, hang on.
Okay,
calm down.
I'm sorry.
Calm down.
I'm lashing out. I'm
a Batman fan.
Batman's great. But by God, he's there.
Well, but also people who like Batman for the wrong reason. Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I don't know if you've seen him. He's a YouTuber who like talks a lot about.
Before, yeah.
He boiled all of my feelings down of every Batman movie I've ever seen in like 3 sentences, and it's perfect. The greatest explanation of Batman you will ever hear is and he's talking specifically about Batman versus Superman.
Yep.
You'll see why in a minute. But he said, all right, there are 3 rules to writing Batman. I have 3 rules. If you can succeed on these 3 rules, you've written a good Batman. Mm-hmm. Rule number 1, Batman doesn't use guns.
Okay.
Rule number 2, Batman doesn't kill people.
Okay.
Rule number 3, Batman doesn't fucking use guns to fucking kill people.
Who's your favorite Batman actor?
Oh my God, I forgot his name, but the animated one.
Kevin Conroy?
Kevin Conroy.
I had a feeling you'd say that, and even though I haven't watched it...
He's the best!
And,
he
like,
just is.
I haven't seen a Batman animated series, and, like, honestly, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I kind of have a bit of a wild pick that not everyone agrees with.
Oh.
I really like Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Okay, actually, I agree. I think Robert Pattinson's Batman is so good. It's a very, very different take on the character, but it's so incredibly valid.
It's really easy to say Christian Bale. He's great. But I really like Robert Pattinson.
I love those movies. I think Christian Bale's Batman has problems. Like, his specific take on Batman.
Yeah.
Not the movie around it, but, like, I think the way he thinks about what's going on in Batman's head doesn't quite work for me.
Which bit do you have there?
I think I think so much of what Christopher Nolan did with those movies is amazing. Like, I love Batman Begins.
I'm also realizing the sun is coming for us.
That's fine. That's our timer.
Okay.
I love those movies more than most people.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You know, the first superhero movie I ever saw was The Dark Knight Rises in theaters.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Rises.
Weird one to start with. But
yeah.
I was 11.
Yeah. I think the greatest story. The greatest Batman story, in my opinion, the way to talk about it is realizing what makes Batman so great, is I think Batman's genuine superpower is his empathy. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but it was in like Justice League the Animated Series.
With the little girl?
Flawless, exactly.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, precisely that. But like, I think Batman's superpower, it's like it's not his intelligence, it's not like there are so many things that make him amazing, but the thing that sells that character so completely is that, like...
He doesn't want other people to turn out like him.
Yeah.
And
that's beautiful.
And that's something that a lot of Christian Bale is what you're saying, but that's something people miss.
Exactly. I feel like Christian Bale doesn't deliver that. I feel like Pattinson I am blown away by that movie.
Yeah.
It is a very different Batman. Like it's not
because it's like a year 2 Batman. I think
it's not even that it's just like year 2 Batman. I think it is untrue to the comics. And that's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah.
I think so long as you the canon of what is true for these characters is so malleable, I'm never going to be upset if you change. Like, I think the Absolute Universe is awesome. Are you familiar with the Absolute?
It's like a recent thing where it's kind of like a retelling and
the
Batman's
basic
like
idea,
a blue-collar worker
exactly.
now.
The basic
but he's
idea...
also like giant.
Yeah, the basic idea of the Absolute Universe is that, like, for lore reasons, a bad guy got to remake DC, and when he did, he tried to take away the thing he thought made everybody special.
Oh wait, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, he like specifically tried to take away like the one thing that made every superhero. He wanted to remove that. He wanted everybody to grow up. Yeah. He wanted everybody to grow up, not a superhero, and the whole thesis of the Absolute Universe is that he didn't get it. That he thought this is what made these people special, and it's not.
That's so
that there is something more intrinsic to each of them that makes them heroic.
But isn't Absolute Goblin like a gargoyle goblin thing for some reason?
Yeah, it's definitely like grittier and darker, but like Absolute.
But like the thesis behind it, that is
exactly
fascinating.
like Absolute Superman like grew up on Krypton.
Yeah.
He didn't grow up in America. Like, he didn't grow up on Earth. He is not an Earthling. He is Kryptonian. He was a teenager by the time he left, and so he didn't get to grow up with this, like, apple pie vision of America, or like, life. It's, truth, justice, the American way. Like, that's not... Or just truth and justice, by the way. The American way thing was added later.
Yeah.
Like, believe it or not, the whole American way thing is not actually a big part of who Superman is. I think
figured.
If you've watched the show Superman and Lois, that is one of my favorite retellings of Superman, where Superman is a genuinely global figure, and he, like, speaks every language on Earth, and he is flying to China all of the time to, like, stop typhoons, and, like, Superman is genuinely just going everywhere, and, like, helping everybody, because that's all he wants to do. But, like, basically Darkseid tried to remove the thing that made everybody special, and he just didn't get it. Like, that there is something truly good about these people that makes them end up as these heroes even when they don't even when that one thing was changed. And so, like,
so did he
Superman,
just take away the Flash's speed? Because that's what I would do.
No, like, they still have, like, all their powers. It's like, it's unique and beautiful. It is like, it is very
so it sounds like he was on the right track then.
Yeah, no, it's like Alan Moore. Everybody thinks like Alan Moore, like, oh, Watchmen, gritty, awful. That's never what Alan Moore has been about.
Alan Moore's doing the Absolute Universe?
No.
Oh.
But like it's like in the zeitgeist of Alan Moore, to me at least, because I think Alan Moore's whole thesis has been it will never matter how dark or how surface level something is, there is something truer and more important about humanity we cannot forget. So, like, the Killing Joke, the whole One Bad Day thing, like, people are always pointing out, like, because it is the darkest that it is the darkest that a lot of these characters get in a lot of his runs. But, like, remember the whole story about, like, Batman saving the little girl? That was done by Alan Moore. Yeah, like, Alan Moore, like, understands these characters that, like, it's not circumstance that makes them great, and it's like even if you like the whole point of like the Killing Joke and everything is like if you really ran Commissioner Gordon through the ringer, he would still be a good person. Like that. It's because Joker Man, the whole thesis is that like Joker Man is like one bad day and you would be me, and he's wrong, and that's the point.
That's the point.
And and so like the Absolute Universe has that same like thesis running throughout the whole thing, and I love that. By the way, little piece of trivia, just in case you didn't know this, Superman, the thing I like saying, and people are liking Superman more now because he finally has good representation. Superman and Lois, My Adventures with Superman, and the Superman movie
My Adventures with Superman is so good.
It's so good. Like, that's what Superman should be like.
Am I partially there for tomboy Lois Lane? Maybe, but that's besides the point.
It's like, yeah, the idea that like Superman, I think I remember who said it, but one of the best ways I've ever heard Superman described is Superman is Clark Kent's customer service voice.
That's genius, actually.
Yeah, like, and that describes the whole character. Like, Superman is a person Clark made up to solve these problems. Like, it's not who he is. He just happens to be the guy who can help.
Yeah.
But just a piece of trivia for anyone who ever tells you Superman is a bad character. Superman has one accomplishment no other superhero could hope to have. And this doesn't have to become a rant about how much I hate injustice, but it can. Superman, the character Superman, defeated. What do you think Superman, the greatest villain Superman defeated was?
The Injustice version of himself?
No.
That's where I thought you were going.
Infinitely cooler.
The writers.
No, but cooler than that. Superman the character defeated the real-life KKK.
Like in the comic books?
No.
What?
In real human life. In actual American history, Superman beat the KKK. The KKK collapsed as an organization for decades. Because not almost exclusively, but because of Superman. That's a real thing that really happened.
I'm gonna need some backstory on this.
Okay, this is an incredible story. So, the Superman, before animation, I don't know if this was, I think this was like the 40s? No, I think it was like the 30s, I don't remember. No, maybe 50s? I don't remember specifically, but like early in Superman's existence. Wait, no, Superman started existing in the 40s, didn't he?
No. Action Comics #1, I want to say it's 1927.
Okay, then 40s, 50s makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But basically, there was a radio drama of Superman.
Yeah.
And exactly, they would have, they would do,
And they have, old black and white movies around them, too, yeah.
Yeah, well, not even that, but they would do, Foley for the sound effects, a violin bow across a saw to make, thunder, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That whole kind of thing, and the villain in that radio drama was the KKK. That Superman was just standing up for justice, and he was like, well, the KKK are bad, I'm gonna stop them. And
that's
one of the writers of the radio drama infiltrated the real life KKK.
All right.
And the thing you need to know about the KKK at this time is that one of the more frightening things about the KKK is that it was a secret organization. People knew about it, they marched, the KKK was active and doing things, they were lynching people, they were burning books, they were causing havoc, but no one knew who they were. No one knew, these people in masks would show up and they would give sermons, but they were this force that would appear from nowhere, act anonymously, and get away with it.
They were a shadow organization.
Yeah, they were a shadow organization, and so no one knew where they met, no one knew what they were about, no one knew their traditions.
And they used Superman books to expose all this?
Yes. They had hideouts, they had titles like the Grand Wizard and the whole organizational structure. They had secret passwords you would have to say to get into their meetings and stuff. And one of the people that wrote Superman infiltrated the KKK, and so what would happen is that at a meeting they would say the password to get into the meeting is this, and they would say the head of our organization is called the Grand Wizard, and then that week in the Superman radio drama, Superman would go, the KKK is causing trouble, I need to infiltrate their meeting, and then he would use his super hearing to hear the password, and in the radio drama he would give the real password for the real KKK, and the KKK listening would lost it. They were like, what? How does Superman know? And then Superman in the radio drama demystified them. he said, this is how it works, this is what they did, and he would beat them up, like he would get them to open the door, zoom in, walk up to their leader, and go, yes, your leader, real government name, like, I will defeat you, and like, and so like, he demystified...
Everyone at Grand Wizard's like place of work in his real life.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, really, though.
That's incredible.
And what happened is, like, the big thing that did it was that the children of the people in the KKK, the members of the KKK just started leaving. And then when they were asked why, there were so many stories of people saying, like, I can't be a part of this organization anymore. Why? And then they said, because every week my kid gathers around the radio and roots for Superman to defeat this organization. I can't look my son in the eye and tell him I'm the villain. And so they left. Like people abandoned the KKK. It was demystified. People knew how it worked. They looked foolish. Like, they had all these, like, weird rituals and, like, it being, like, a country club. Like,
they
wasn't
They
as
realized
scary.
their silly ghost costumes weren't as scary
Exactly.
anymore.
No, Superman made the KKK something, like, understandable and tangible and less frightening. And so,
incredible.
the character Superman. Superman, like, has done massive work for real-life social justice. That's amazing! That's incredible!
Top that, Batman.
Yeah, Batman never did that! Like, yeah, sorry, Captain America, you didn't really punch Hitler. Like,
sorry, bud.
yeah, that's incredible.
That's insane.
That's one of the most amazing things ever. So, like, when people look me in the eye and say, I think Superman's lame, he's a do-gooder, I'm like, I don't know, man. He beat the KKK.
He's a do-gooder, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
He did real good.
Yeah, he did real good, sir.
That's why, do you remember when, like, somewhere between a meme and a trend, like, a couple of years ago, where people just, like, post videos of people doing good things with a picture of Superman underneath them playing Starman by David Bowie?
Yeah.
And, like, normalize being good again? That made me happy. And I'm sad
that's I
like
Superman's
that trend.
a character, the bestest boy, the strongest person. Like,
we should aspire to be that? Yeah.
Yeah, like, Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel, like, it's not, like, I remember the, like, whole point of Superman and Captain America was the, like, this, you know, the Aryan ideal of, like, the Ubermensch, like, the ultimate human, and the idea, like, the whole point of Superman was, like, oh, yeah, the Ubermensch is real, and he hates you. It's like, if the Ubermensch were real, he would disagree with you. He wouldn't like anything you're doing. Like, that is the thesis. That is the origin of Superman. That the strongest, best person wants to do good. And is that such an awful thing?
Jesus meeting modern day Republicans.
Yeah, like that, literally the South Park thing.
Yeah.
Of like, the whole South Park thing of like, oh, Jesus isn't Christian enough. Have you seen that?
I know what you're talking about.
No, like Jesus has to like shave his head and live in a trailer, and like has to like, cause it's like, oh, cause you're not like, has to like do like sing Christian rock, like Jesus isn't Christian enough. Oh, loving thy neighbor, that's weak. Like it's, I don't know. I think like
Jesus would not sing "We Are Charlie Kirk."
I mean but like Superman. However you wanna like, right or wrong, like whatever. I don't want to have that argument, but like it is the same exact kind of parody, like parody in the true sense. Like the definition of parody, of that idea of like, no, you're just wrong about this. Like, you are philosophically wrong.
You're incorrect on every level.
Yeah, and the idea that like the best of us, the strongest of us can be the best of us, is an important idea, just fundamentally, as like the bedrock. I don't know. I think that it is a good thing that Superman is the way he is, and the idea of injustice, like, but what if he were edgy? Pisses me off. Like, the whole Homelander idea drives me up a wall. Like, that's... trying to tell me, like, no, Homelander... By the way, I don't know if you've read the actual The Boys comics.
I hear it's kind of bad.
It's not just that it's bad, but it's just whiny. It is
just whiny, nihilistic, right?
It's nihilistic and small. Like, it feels like it was written by a bully who can't accept a world where, like, who just doesn't like the way the world is. Like, that's all it is. It's just trying to torch things for the sake of torching them. Like, it's just, there is a Christopher Nolan quote that, to me, disqualifies him from ever writing, sorry, no, not Christopher Nolan. There's a Zack Snyder quote that, to me, disqualifies him from writing anything ever. Anything.
I think there's a chance I'm gonna know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where he was just like, I don't know, somebody tried to show me a Batman comic once, and I was just like, tried to show me a DC, like a real comic once, and I was like, this is lame, no one's having sex or killing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like that, it is that thought process that led to The Boys.
When the Superman movie's about to come out last year, for the Room 310 website, we have like a review page where we can post film reviews so we get around.
Awesome, yeah.
I wrote a full DCEU retrospective going through the original Henry Cavill-led to no longer Henry Cavill-led DC universe. Like all
I'd read that. That's fun.
I wrote 17 entries leading up to it, and I think I included that something like one of Zack Snyder's quotes in my Batman v Superman entry.
Yeah. No, and again, just talking about like Batman v Superman, the greatest 3-sentence review of that ever. Batman doesn't use guns. Batman doesn't use kill people. Batman doesn't fucking use guns to fucking kill people. like
Zack Snyder, oh God, and going back to contrarians and Zack Snyder, Jesus Christ.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
I might be bigoted against Zack Snyder fans, but anyway.
I can be biased. I think.
Like, I'm all for reinterpreting characters and seeing them in a different light, but Zack Snyder fundamentally misunderstands them.
Yeah.
That's why Zack Snyder could make an interesting Batman who, yes, did kill people, but, like, I'd be down to see a Batman who is jaded and cynical, who kind of comes back around to the idea of being not jaded and cynical. Like, it's not perfect, but, like, what is? But, like, he fundamentally misunderstands Superman on a...
Yeah, but, like, as a trilogy, I don't know. Talking about the Christopher Nolan stuff. Sorry, I feel a similar thing about the Christopher Nolan, like, ethos of this whole thing. But I don't like Batfleck. I think there's been one good scene. I think there's been, like, a total of 5 good sentences out of Batfleck, where I was like, that's Batman! You did it! You've successfully done Batman. Which was... in the... I don't even remember where they were. No, it was, I remember because Cosmonaut said this, and I was like, oh, I think you're just right. Where it was in the Flash movie, which was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Saw that in theaters? One of the funniest experiences I've had in the theater.
I also saw it in theater. So, there are only a few points in my life where I've watched a thing in theaters. I like to be respectful. Yeah. I like not to ruin anybody's movie-going experiences. I try my best to be so cognizant of the idea that for somebody, this is the first time you're experiencing it. There's a quote from an opera singer I take with me everywhere I go. A quote from an opera singer talking about Wotan. Oh my god, I can't remember the opera. But so, Wotan. This character who's like king of the gods, and he has this very impassioned song. It's opera. That's the whole very thing. Impassioned song is describing opera. That is the point. Opera is about the emotion, but and he sang this opera in like on a shoestring budget in front of people who did not care, for people who did it purely because they thought like opera was like a high-class hoity-toity thing, and they did it for the aesthetic of having it. And he gave his all. He really, like, this is a person who has genuinely, like, stood on some of the most massive stages and has a resume worthy of respect, and was not treated properly. The production wasn't treated properly. his actors were, and all of his actors. What?
I had a tiny little spider in my hand. That's what I've been doing. I'm trying to get him back on the bench.
Yeah, and he like the production was not treated with respect, and he and his co-stars did their best. Mm-hmm. And then he was asked why. Like, one of his friends sees him do this, and he's like, "Dude, why did you do that? Why did you put up for that? Like, the pay wasn't worth it, and they wouldn't know the difference. Like, this is one of the. This is like one of the gig. This is a dream gig for an artist because you don't have to try. You're there for your name. Like, if you did a bad job, no one would have known the difference. And I've seen those shows before.
Yeah.
I watched Bando Tomasaburo perform, and he did not give his all because he knew people weren't going to care.
Yeah.
And I can't strike him. I can't, like, I get it. I'm not upset about it. It's unfortunate that was the performance I saw, and he said the exact thing about how I felt, which he said, like, that song, he said, like, this song communicates love in truth. And for somebody in that audience, it was their first time hearing it.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful outlook. Mm-hmm. Like, for somebody out there is some chance that someone in that audience didn't know how to feel love yet.
Yeah.
And this was my chance to show them the way.
Yeah.
And that
even
is
in
amazing.
The Flash.
Yeah.
When Flash puts a baby in a microwave, that could mean something.
No, and so like that ethos, like, I want to live my life that way. Mm-hmm. That, like, for somebody, this is their first time, like, seeing this.
Yeah.
And that for that person, you should try. And that, like, that person deserves your best. That, I don't know. I think that's beautiful. I forgot how we got to there.
We were talking about The Flash.
Yeah.
And your experience seeing Flash in theaters.
Because I was thinking about this, like, I had that thought. I had that person saying that thing running through my mind when Cosmonaut was talking about, like, there's one good scene in the Justice League, and it is Batfleck's last scene ever.
Yeah.
Where it is just Batfleck talking to Flash being like, I can time travel, I can fix it, and Batman saying, like, you shouldn't do it, and having Batman be the character to say that is important, and that is something Batman would actually do. That, like, no, we need the lessons that make us. Like,
the final thing he says before he gets erased out of time by Flash trying to erase his mistakes.
By the way, speaking of people who showed up and didn't try,
you gotta narrow it down to a lot of names you could go off of here.
I don't think Nostalgia Man was that good at Batman.
Michael Keaton?
Yeah, I don't think he did a good job in that movie.
Yeah, no. I think he did fine, but I think he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I think he showed up to that movie and didn't try. For, I think, exactly the reason I just described. And I don't blame Michael Keaton for this.
He walked up and said
I'm here to
get
be...
nuts? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get nuts.
Yeah, no, I don't think Michael Keaton acted at any point. I legitimately feel like he never once... I don't know, man. I feel like this was his delivery the whole movie.
Yep. Yeah. No, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and because I feel like Michael Keaton, and if you're Michael Keaton, I get why. Because I think if you're Michael Keaton, that movie is an act of not self-humiliation, but disrespect to your own work.
Yeah.
Like, Michael Keaton showed up in a thing that could have been beautiful and was instead hollow and pointless.
I feel like he knew it was hollow and pointless. I don't think it was hollow and pointless because of him.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I agree. I have a rosy outlook on it, and I think he showed up thinking it was going to be a different project and then saw it was going to happen.
It might have been a different project at one point in time.
Yeah, well, like, Matt Smith and Morbius, I think, did the exact same thing. Like, Matt Smith and Morbius is having a blast. Like, that man, he is having so much fun in every scene he is in.
Morbius.
Yeah, no,
purely because of the memes.
Yeah, but, like, Matt Smith, you can see that, like, Matt Smith walked onto set, looked left, looked right, and go, oh, this is a dumpster fire.
Like, and they took a show and started dancing.
Exactly. No, Matt Smith in Morbius is like a good actor.
He is, yeah.
Like Matt Smith can do such a good job. I say this as like a truly awestruck compliment, but Matt Smith can be slimy and disgusting and awful in a way that makes you feel like disgusted, and that's awesome. Like, you need that.
You need that.
You need that in a character, like
in some characters.
Well, because like you need to the writer and director's job is to convince me that this villain has to be stopped.
Yeah.
And like that in like I'm sure you've read Save the Cat, and my favorite like in joke with my kind of thing is if you ever watch a movie for me to like, because there's hate watching, there's like art watching where you are just quiet and absorbing something.
Which is kind of what I do with every movie, no matter the film.
Yeah, I don't. I get 30 minutes and I make a choice. I make a choice as to how I can best enjoy this movie.
I always start with art watching.
Exactly.
I briefly art watched Morbius.
I do but I do the same thing. I sit down and I try my best to like absorb a movie on its own terms.
Yeah.
And then I decide, well, what is it like? And then there are certain movies that are just best watched just chatting with your friends. Like, it is an experience in friendship.
Bad movies.
Yeah. Not always bad movies. I maintain RRR is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Actually, yes. Actually, you're completely right. I take it back.
You have to be chatting with your homies. You gotta be.
Like, honestly, watching John Wick like that was great. Yeah,
exactly. Just being like, hey, did you guys see what I just saw? Like,
the nice thing about seeing the Odyssey last night is I could kind of do both with my buddy.
I mean, RRR did that to me, where it was like I was just like. Because I was just like, oh my god, like, I remember
I want to learn the dance of RRR.
Yeah. Nacho?
Yeah.
Everybody Nacho? Yeah. Which is, I want to learn the dance just because it's so funny being a white man doing that dance. It's so funny. Like, I mean, I assume you know the point of that song.
Yeah.
It's the name of the song is "Dance White Boy Dance."
Why do you keep biting me? You stupid little... Get out of here. You keep bitten by the same fly.
But it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I remember like 5 minutes in, or it was like 10 minutes in or something. We were like, just the silence was broken when somebody said like, guys, this man has his own theme song. Like, was the first thing, and that broke the dam, and we were having a blast. And then, like, the last act starts, and you're like, wait, this movie's good.
Yeah. No, the movie's brilliant.
Yeah. That is a 10 out of 10 movie I would recommend to anybody.
Where did I put it on the end of my top 10 list? Oh my
god.
I think I put... What year was that? Was that 2022?
I don't even know. That movie is in my top 10. Like,
yeah. I have a top 10 list for every year, and
No, that movie's in my all-time top 10.
Fascinating. I've seen too many movies to make an all-time top 10. I can't do that.
I am of the belief... This started in my civics, like senior civics. I remember a teacher told me to my face. I had two teachers tell me this to my face, and it was perfect. And I live by this. But he said, "Oh, yeah, we have favorite students. I'm not gonna tell you because that's a horrible thing to do. But by just by the like law of likability, yes, we do.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, man, we do. And just like being that candid, I was like, that's a good thing. I'm gonna try and be more candid with myself. And so, just having the experience of like, I accept that like I have a favorite of everything. That's how favorites work.
Yeah. And I do have favorite movies.
Yeah.
But like I can't pick one.
I find it a valuable exercise to actually come to a conclusion. I think it tells me a lot about myself, what I like, and why I like it. Like, I think it's a really fun process, sitting there and being like, well, what is my favorite movie? And then just like really being open.
I have thought about that, and there's like a few different, like, I could say Raiders of the Lost Ark, because that's the movie that started me on the whole film nerd journey. Like, I watched that when I was 7, and it started a domino effect that led to pretty much where I am now.
Yeah, and that's so important, though.
Yeah.
Is that, like, any reason is valid.
And that's what, but there's
it
other
doesn't
valid
have to
reasons.
be the best movie ever.
But like also
it just has
like
to be your favorite.
Back to the Future is such a perfectly constructed movie. I'd have to consider that.
We are truly just the sun is it's claimed us.
Yeah. I've been like I'm enjoying the fact I'm looking away from it.
Yeah.
I'd have to consider.
I've been leaning in and now
I know. I've been noticing.
I'd
have to consider. You know, have you seen Boyhood? Have I talked to you about Boyhood?
That's the movie about
that Richard Linklater shot over 12 years, just showing this kid growing up. I watched that when I started college. I was studying film analysis and not film production. When I watched that, that's the movie that made me switch. Like, that's important to me, because that movie's, it's not much about like a plot movie, not a specific plot. It's just.
But it's important.
It's like it is just life depicted in its purest form.
Yeah, there
and
is something
beautiful.
Intangible there's something intangible and profound about this that is doesn't need words to communicate.
I watched that and I thought to myself, I wish I want to try and do that one of these days.
Yeah, project like that.
I think I would probably ultimately make it more plot-based centric, but something just like that movie inspired me so much, and then my problem is I have OCD. I need to find the perfect one, and I would think of really good qualifiers for every movie, and that's where it always happens.
It's really hard picking a favorite, but I do think it's important.
I struggle. The best I do is I pick a favorite for every year. And I had to put a lot of time thinking what my favorite of the year was going to be last night. I did ultimately decide The Odyssey is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Alright. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of movies this year, but Masters of the Universe was just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, and like that's why RRR is one of my favorite movies of all time, is because I have never had more fun in the act of watching a movie than I had with just all of my friends after drinking hundreds of dollars of alcohol. Like, we collectively...
I can tell you, RRR is just as fun sober.
I've seen it like 7 times. I've seen it sober. I've seen it that movie. Watching that movie is like a core memory, because it was a thing it was something I did like with people. It was a collaborative activity to watch that movie. And that was so much fun. It is so much fun laughing at the same spot. Like, hearing what people have to say. Just, like, the things it inspires people to say is amazing.
I will say, I don't bother to, like, keep track of my favorites of every film I've ever seen, because last time I literally counted how many films. It's a very rough estimate, but at the time it was over 1,500 movies I've seen in my life. But I do keep that up with the albums in my collection, my music collection. So I do at least have narrowed down my favorite album of all time. So I do it.
I
just can't do it for everything, because that's too much.
I also find it really, really fun. Like, it's so funny to me, like, thinking what is it that I value in a thing? And then thinking, and then realizing that my favorite has like so little to do with it.
I know what you mean, actually. Yeah.
Like so you knowing what you know about me, what do you think my favorite YouTuber would look like? Like, just in terms of like content I constantly consume. What would probably be like the kind of like media?
On a surface level, you would think, knowing you, it'd be something very like intellectual, like knowledge based, which still has something of humor. But I don't think it's that. I think it's funny, but with like I think a knack for storytelling and understanding how people work.
It's Dado. Dado does Destiny previously. He is a content creator for a single video game.
No.
Yeah, but like, and honestly, I am working on some video essays, and there's a lot I want to make. The one I think I am going to make, I hope so soon, because there's a couple of things there's a couple of videos I really want to make before the kind of clock runs out on them, unfortunately, because Destiny is a dead game now.
Damn.
So I am sort of. I don't know how rich the well is on that, and I feel like the best time to have made that video is probably already passed. So regardless.
Yeah.
But like, Datto is my favorite content creator, and I guess I can spoil the whole thesis here, but because he is like the true parasocial relationship in my life.
Oh.
I started playing Destiny 2 because in high school I had very few friends in my Latin class. And I just said to myself, I'm going to make a friend with this person. I asked, what are you doing this weekend? And he said, I'm playing the beta for a new game. It's called Destiny. And so I bought the game. I played the beta. He never ended up being my friend, but I loved this game.
Yeah.
And to try and get better at it, I looked up guides, and the guide that came up, like the Destiny guide.
The guy you found was Data
yeah,
Destiny.
The Destiny guy was that.
Yeah.
And that was 11 years ago, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I think Destiny's going into like year 11 or 12 or whatever, but I literally, since the beta, have been following Datto, and his content changed dramatically over time.
Yeah.
Like, he did some comedy for a little while. For a long time, he was just like guides. It was just like, this is how you complete X raid. This is how you get X thing. This is how you do X secret.
Yeah.
And then eventually he started doing like archival stuff. Like, the game has changed. Well, this is what it used to be like. And then he opened up about like, well, you know, this is. He was like, well, these are my thoughts on this thing. I really like this. I didn't like this. This is why. And that's kind of where he ended up, sort of as like an opinion guy. But in the middle of that, I remember there was like a guy who played Destiny and was comedic. Like, he was all comedy. And so it was really, really funny for the all comedy guy to get the most serious Destiny creator and do a raid together. And like, together they were really funny. Like, Datto played Straight Man and all of that, and it was a funny video to laugh at. And in that video, there's this other person raids our 6th player, and he says like, oh, me and one of the other people in this raid chat, in this like run, are actually going to be in your area soon. We should go out and eat. And then like X number of months later, Datto says, yeah, the person he came up with, I married. Like, I fell in love with and married this person. And so, and then like, the game kind of fell apart, and that was like a huge part of his income. And so there have been times where it was terrible, and Datto had to get out. Like, at one point the developers were getting like death threats, and Datto made a video where he basically sat the community down and he said, listen, if you respect my opinion, you are in the wrong. And like, he stood in front of the developers in a way, and he sat down the community and gave them a talking to. And during it, like, just, you know, he went from just making videos to like streaming, and just kind of like, you know, he's not the kind of streamer I really enjoy. I don't really like streamers in general, but like, he would mention like, I have a shoe collection. I like shoes. I collect like, you know, vintage shoes and stuff.
It just kind of becomes someone you feel like you know personally.
Exactly. It was. And so
there's a level of comfort in that. Like,
exactly.
I know what you mean.
Like, the journey has been so long that regardless of the intention or the zeitgeist of his content, I have gotten to know him.
Yeah.
And I have been through hard times with this game. I have been scared about its future. I have been, you know, there have been times where like there were massive layoffs, where they were were like bought by Sony, and like things that happened, and he had to talk about them, and I could and you know, just like him talking about like, this is how I feel, this is what's going on, learning to know that he likes like the Pokemon trading card game, like he collects the cards and he plays it, and he like does these, and like watching him play other games and talk to other people, and watching him like make friends genuinely. Or like hang out with them.
Or you hear him say like, hey, I got married this week, and you just feel good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and like,
you get like weirdly invest in these lives.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's very easy to go, like, I think this stereotype is like, that's like parasocial relationships are kind of creepy, but like it's not always. I think there's a level of comfort, like, it brings a level of comfort.
And again, like, the whole thesis of like the content made for that thing is VTubing. VTubing is supposed to be a parasocial relationship. That is what you are pitching. That is your like product. Is get to know this character. And like hilariously, Dado has VTubed before. It's Alan.
Oh, the green hair. You see that?
Yeah, good for Alan. No, but like he has done VTubing before, which I think is hilarious. Like he made a character model or whatever, and like, but and so like I don't really get VTubing. I think there's like it's, I don't know. I think about like the reason I enjoy Dado in this way is like I want him to do okay. I'm excited to see whatever he does because I feel like I have been a fly on the wall of his life, and what's interesting is that Dado is a pretty private person. Like this is not the thing he is trying to be or do. This isn't like I can see you say like, hey, yeah, you feel like you get to know him. I don't, and I think it's important that I know him. Because I don't think he as a person would ever want me to claim ownership of his life. I think one of the things he has done really, really well is draw the line of like, I don't know you like that. and like, by osmosis, I know a lot of the things around him. I have gotten to see him in some very emotional moments. The community's put a lot of pressure on this man. The raid race is a big deal in Destiny. And I remember watching him, I think, like tear up because he knew he didn't get World's First. Like someone else got World's First, and he had been up for like 30 hours. And like just as a human being, that is so taxing. And the community wants him to win. We want him to win. It doesn't matter what he wants for himself in that moment. There's just so much pressure on him that like it's okay to crack under. And I have matured watching him. I have come to know things about the nature of the world, and it is so gratifying watching somebody who has been at all times a good man, who has stood in front of the developers, talked to the community when they need it, and just been frank with us when things were bad. Or like talk about like, I'm scared, or even just opened up about like, hey man, I feel like I've done this for 10 years and I wonder if my best days are behind me. Like to see somebody that because he was like the guy, I respect it. Like he earned a place of respect to start. And then to watch him learn to be funny and like flex these muscles I never got to see him do, and like try content. Like he wants to feel like he is executing well. He's not trying to like dig himself a ditch, and he is like Dado, like in a weird way, is a living monument to how it is okay to change. And a weird, like, I know that, I don't know how that sounds.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like, I've gotten to watch his journey, and his journey is a deeply human one. And that matters to me because I have been at really difficult or dark points, and know, like, the whole reason I want to do YouTube at all is because I've seen this guy gain some success by working. Like, he got lucky, obviously, he found an audience early.
Yeah.
This game went big. If it hadn't, he would have had a very different story. But that's everybody.
Yeah.
I think luck is a huge part of being a content creator. You have to also do a good job. And he showed up every day and he tried to do a good job. He has not given up ever. And that's huge. And I like that. And I want good for him. I don't think I'm his friend. I don't think I have ownership of any part of his life, because no one gets to do that. And I don't know. It's crazy. What, like, I have a friend who was really into VTubing, so I tried it. and I found like exactly one person I liked who was like cozy and fun, and they were talking about like Japan and the Japanese language, which I was trying to learn. So I found it like a valuable resource, and also it was just cozy. Like it was very
nice.
Yeah, it felt like a warm blanket, and then I watched that person be in a video with Datto, and I've lost my mind. It was mind bending watching Limes and Datto be in the same video and be like, what is happening? Like and like Ray from Rooster Teeth, and just like
really?
Yeah, like well, they were like all three of them in the same place, and I was like, this is crazy to me.
I really hope I wasn't just poking a forming dead wasp nest. I hate wasps.
I hate wasps. Yeah, no, but so yeah, Datto and his journey is just a really important thing to me. So like, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Other things I listen to, I am always keeping track of politics. I try to read every Nobel Prize paper that comes out, even if I don't understand it, just to know what's out there, just to know like what's happening. I try to keep up with like physics and just anything that's interesting, learning new skills. I want to know more about science. I want to understand time dilation better. I want to, really figure out like help me understand relativity, like and just challenging myself to see, well, do I know this about this? And learning new things about politics or philosophy or art. I love learning about music. I love it when Marco Meatball does this whole thing of just introducing people to video game music who have never played a video game before, like these serious like symphony composers and directors of like opera houses, and being like, here's a thing you could play from a source you probably don't respect. I love those kinds of things, and that content matters to me, and I absorb it as learning more about storytelling and just entertainment. But Datto exists to me in a way that it is impossible to replace, and so for that reason, he is my favorite YouTuber. Like, simple as that. And I love that. I like that, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I don't know how long I'm going to do then, and that sounds like a power washer, and it's not going to stop. So we should probably do that out.
Yeah. What time is it?
What time is it?
It's 2:47.
That's not so bad.
That's not so bad.
I don't know. Are we friends yet?
You know what? I say on some level we are friends.
Let's watch a movie together. Let's actually do that, and then we can talk about it. What I am interested in the prospect of whoever Celebrity Sex Fast.
Gail
That sounds
Daughtry
like a funny,
Celebrity Sex Fast, yeah.
That sounds like a funny movie. I'd watch The Odyssey if I were watching it with somebody. I have questions. I'm nervous about that.
I'm so happy with The Odyssey. I really am.
All right.
And
I
maybe
would have
part of that
never
is,
touched the movie until you said that.
And maybe part of this, I'm not as, I don't want to say not invested in the original text. I guess I'm more okay with the original text being sort of crafted to fit a vision. And maybe that's also what I'm trying to say. But I loved The Odyssey. That's all.
Yeah, I
knocked mule socks off.
And you know what? I'm probably in the wrong here. I'll accept that, because I think, like what I said with the superheroes, like Batman, absolutely. If you are going to change a story to fit a vision, I am happy with that.
Yeah.
So long as you execute on it well. But for some reason, some part of me doesn't want that to happen with The Odyssey. I think because I think people have a far too rosy view of Greek mythology, and I think that hurts the I don't know, maybe it's just I studied Latin for too long, I read the classics, but I think you have to take the bad with the good. I think you have to accept both of those, and I think the sort of
I think that is a part of The Odyssey, but not in the way you might be thinking. Maybe not in quite the way you're expecting.
Well, I'm not talking about just all the things socially wrong the Greeks did, which completely indefensible. But I mean in terms of Greek mythology is one of the most altered and scaffolded things in all of fiction. like from Percy Jackson to just anything else. People grab these gods and stories.
Well, I suppose when they've been around so long, then
yeah,
it's bound to happen.
But I too often find, and this happened a lot in high school and like in college and stuff, but like if I ask people like, oh, who's your favorite Greek god, and they said Apollo, I would like vomit in my mouth. Because of like Apollo has done some of the most indefensible things, like proudly and from a different cultural perspective. Like the things people try to tie around Zeus's neck pale in comparison. Does not cast a shadow in comparison to the sorts of things Apollo was gleeful in doing. And like and sort of the idea of like Hera as this like, oh, old nag always getting Zeus in Zeus's way if you're like a bro dude, or like Hera did nothing wrong and Zeus is the one who should be tarred and feathered. And it's like that is such a that is a very, very short, that is a very, very narrow look at the entire zeitgeist of this thing. And it feels like by excusing this one thing, you can accept all of the others. And I feel like boiling all of Greek mythology down to just its like social implications, or even just like, oh, this god is cool and that god is lame, or even like in like the Iliad on its own, like the Iliad, Homer had a like political agenda when writing it. There is an entire thing with sort of like Aphrodite specifically, where like they go out of their way for Aphrodite to downplay her, to make her be like weak and jealous, and like just specifically like not infantilize her, but to diminish her as a like combatant or somebody strong. Like this is all love is. And the Spartans would have something to say about that. The Spartans' primary deity was Aphrodite. Like, the most warlike, chest-thumping, masculine people.
They just want to be loved.
No, it's not that they just wanted to be loved, but that Aphrodite was a vicious goddess of war. But the gods changed as the Greek, like, lineage went on. In fact, a lot of the time, the Greeks, like, got their gods from other places. The Romans it wasn't new fashion for the Romans to just take all of the Greek gods. And in fact, they didn't even entirely do that. Like, Jupiter is not just Zeus, it just depends where you are in history. Like, the gods changed with history. They did. Yeah. There is an amazing book I read. I can't remember what it was called, unfortunately, but I was, for the 4th of July, I was in Farmington, Maine, and I stopped at a bookstore and I started reading a book on just the philosophy of how, like, the place, like, idolatry has in civilization, and like what it is like why was Hitler's big personality important to the fascist movement, like that sort of like raising up one person to being like a deity, and like the Romans did that with Caesar, and like in fact if you read like
Shakespeare, think of any other examples?
It's a different example. Like, the whole point of Shakespeare, and even if you, like, you know, read what it was Mark Antony said at Caesar's funeral, like, it is so important that, like, the Shakespearean ideal of Caesar is that, like, he had to be killed so he did not become a monster. Like, he was a brilliant man, the only person who could have risen Rome the way he did, and was moments from becoming a tyrant. So he either died a hero or became a tyrant.
Live long and see yourself become a villain.
Yeah, basically, like that.
Full circle.
That was like supposedly, it is so important to understand that, like, when Caesar died, it was very questionable who would become the new top dog, and a lot of people wanted to, and so it mattered so much politically which side you are on or how you dressed up the assassination of Caesar. So, like, people were throwing around a lot of poetry to try and, like, you know, soften the blow to heroicize their own actions. So, like, take everything with a grain of salt. But so regardless, it is important that, like, well, the Greek gods served as a foundation for society.
Yeah.
Those stories were the glue that held a people together. The same way, Caesar, as a dictator, that's where we get the word, like, and, you know, Octavian after him, and, like, but, like, that person held, like, the gods, basically this philosopher argues that the gods were not big enough to hold the desires of the people, and for that reason, they fell out of fashion. For that reason, it was no longer the temple that held power, but a single man. And this philosopher basically argues that, like, Caesar was that turning point, where, like, a single person was now bigger than the gods as a movement. And that this same philosopher later argues that, like, that's what capitalism and kind of the pursuit of money has done today. That, like, people need a unifying thing to go towards. They need a glue to hold them together. And that has been many different things throughout many different points of history. Interestingly, the church, the Catholic Church, has been multiple of them.
Yeah.
The church has been inarguably the most effective medieval monarch.
Yeah.
like you just cannot tell me that's not what the papacy was. But also, the idea of the Christian God was a very, very small and very, very personal God. A God that cared about you and your actions. That God's eyes were on you as a person, not as a leader or a society. And so that, like, a God just for you was kind of, like, as part of the pitch. And at different times in history, that was the thing that mattered more. And then at other times, it was the power of the church. And if the church said, like, it's really interesting if you look at certain points in history, like the 1300s, probably the height of the church's power, where the actual text of the Bible doesn't come up in the history. It just doesn't. Whether or not a marriage was annulled, whether or not your allegiance is to the Pope, and the Pope had the ability to grant lands, you don't hear any verses in there. But, like, the idea of, like, tithes and taxation, a holy war, the crusade, was built about basically a city, like the Holy Land. There's no passage that makes the Holy Land more important, but it was the Deus Vult that mattered. Like, that the Pope had more say over what God wanted than what the actual text mattered. Like, it's interesting if you think about the place religion holds it. So,
no, absolutely, yeah.
And so, for this reason, when people change the story of when you make the Greek gods into a specific thing, when you have a favorite telling of Athena, which, by the way, my favorite Greek god, Athena, hands down. Hilariously, my mom did a pagan ritual dedicating me to Athena before I was born.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, Athena was, I was dedicated to Athena
point,
as a child.
I wanted to ask about that.
It's not as interesting a story as you think, but it did mean that when I went to Greece, I had, like, a whole moment at the Parthenon. But yeah, like, Athena, big deal for me, actually, because I think in the narrative of my life, I like that the goddess of wisdom is the thing I was dedicated. Like, if I could have chosen a Greek god for me to have been dedicated to, I like that it was Athena.
That's fitting on 1,000 levels, in my humble opinion.
Also, just, again, talking about, like, Zeus and his infidelity, like, the joke you made earlier today. I remember I was talking to a historian in Greece, and I made the joke. I was just like, oh yeah, you know, Zeus loved to sleep around, and he was like, oh, this historian had to take him out and be like, oh, I guess that is funny. And I was like, how do you not know the joke? How do you not know the joke? That makes no sense. And he looked at me, and we were on Crete. Like, we were on, like, the Minotaur, the Labyrinth. Like, that place. The Minoans. And he said, well, just think about it. Like, the Greeks didn't care. The Greeks liked that Zeus was, did not have a lot, that did not have a big care for fidelity. In fact, they engineered it to be that way. Because imagine, like, and this absolutely blew my mind. Imagine you are Crete. Athens rules the known world now. Like, Athens out of nowhere explodes, Greek stops being city-states, starts being more unified. The idea of the patriotic Greek ideal gathers together for a moment. Like, it actually unifies. And you just got added into this, basically, empire.
Okay.
And they tell you the king of gods is Zeus. Zeus, the Empyrean. Zeus, the ultimate. Zeus, the mighty. That is what Zeus is. He is power incarnate. And you are now a very small, very relatively insignificant part. You are trying to make a name for yourself in this new community. And they say, well, Zeus has children, Heracles, a mighty child of Zeus. And you say to yourself, oh, yeah, we have one of those. Our kings are descended from Zeus too, the Minotaur. Like, that, the whole idea of, like, oh, we descend from the child of God. Like, if you actually pin the children of Zeus to a map, you'll notice they happen to be from the kingdoms that unify. So if you were a king, you want to be part of the club. You want to be descended from the mighty.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Oh, our king is a demigod. I descend from Zeus. That matters.
Yeah.
So the idea of, like, oh, Zeus is, it's about his infidelity and, oh, he couldn't keep it in his pants. No. The people wanted to own him. They wanted to claim him as part of their lineage. Isn't that cool? So,
God damn.
So for that, but that means you make a civilization lesser when you boil this entity down to a single retelling. Or like the whole Percy Jackson ideal of, like, yeah, but what if it was different? Like, what if they were pals? Like, that whole thing, you lose something in history. And that hurts me. And things like the Odyssey, which are so fascinating because of Homer's political ideal, because he was so specific in being like, Aphrodite is weak, actually, and could never be a warrior. Oh, women warriors, ridiculous. Like, like, that's not the place of a woman. Like, that matters as, like, a statement. And the like, whole idea of, like, oh, Leonidas would have had something to say about that. Like, the conversation, the journey of gods is a conversation about history. And they changed. They were adapted. They were made different to fit the people that had to be held together by them. And we as a people are not.
I'm really interested in you seeing the Odyssey right now.
Yeah, no, so it bothered, I feel like we don't own these characters. And so, like, Percy Jackson bothers me a little bit in that it sounds like it is trying to be the definitive retelling, and that is where you lose me. That is why the Odyssey scares me. Because when I hear, this is the definitive retelling, this is as it was made to be.
I wouldn't say it's as it's made to be. I think it's a I would call it a definitive retelling. I call it a perfect retelling for the world we currently live in. Like, I don't think this story.
But again, take that sentence and see why it would make me nervous. Like a retelling for the world as it is currently, like that. Like that makes me nervous. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
I think it could. Like, I think potentially in 100 years, it doesn't quite hit the same, and it's hard. I'm not going to tell you what happens, obviously, or how it is the same.
Well, I would hope I know what happens. It's the Odyssey. Maybe I recognize this story.
So, like, I don't like. There's this guy called Odysseus. I don't want to spoil too much about him.
He gets lost for a while.
Like
20 years. This guy,
like, dude did not have a GPS.
No, it is,
Apple Maps was not working for him.
One of my favorite things about like the Odyssey is the story of how it took one guy 20 years to go 300 miles. No, like, hey man, Ithaca. I'm just saying, like, Ithaca and Turkey aren't that far away.
I think. Like it doesn't feel right to say that Nolan's Odyssey is like the definitive version.
If it is good as a movie, I'm interested in it, but I'm conflicted.
I think it's good as a movie, and I think, let me say this, maybe it's not the perfect adaptation for all I know. You know more about mythology than I do. It is a very good adaptation for our modern times, in my opinion. Is that
I will say,
less concerning?
I did spend a lot of time studying specifically Latin. I don't have a classics degree. There are a lot of people that know more about mythology than me.
Okay.
Like, that's what degrees are for. Like, it's a piece of paper that says you know a thing or two.
And there's things I could say based on everything you said that would reveal aspects of the movie that I don't want to reveal.
I would love to watch it with you.
I think we might
immediately record something after.
I think we might need to watch it.
Okay, you're heading out of the state.
I'm going back Sunday night.
Coming back Sunday night?
Yeah.
I might be, I don't know.
Like, the only day I work next week for Northwest Access is Monday. So, like,
it's Monday. Okay.
Tuesday through Friday. Oh, that might be
say
other stuff around there, but like still.
Yeah, let's say Tuesday night we can try and make something happen.
Yeah.
All right.
I know that's $6 movie night, Majestic 10. So like.
There you go. I want to see if we can get it at. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
I don't want to geolocate us too much, but. Well, anyway.
No.
Yeah. I don't want to geolocate us. I don't know if it's in frame, but the Northwest Access Television.
I feel like we've had the Northwest Access logo in every episode of the podcast. I think they know where we are.
Yeah, but have we had it that in? Have we had it quite?
If people want to find us, they can find us. Like,
yeah.
We're not hiding.
Oh my God, we are the.
We're overblown, right?
Oh yeah, I talked to a wedding photographer who phrased it once as a nightmare. The sun is a nightmare.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's just no way to expose for this son of a bitch. This thing's gnarly.
We should probably wrap it.
We should probably wrap it.
Like
up.
we mentioned like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, like this was supposed to be our timer, and hey, it's at eye level, surely.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think we're probably friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been one of my favorite conversations we've had on the podcast.
I kind of want to cut this up into certain topics.
Yeah.
And just put those up because I think they're really interesting.
I've had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one
You
too.
are one of the most insightful people I know, in all honesty.
Thank you. I don't know much, but I try my hardest to listen to people who seem to know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been maybe friends. I'm gonna, like I normally do, but we're outside. It's the red button. You hit the red button.
I do know which button is red.